house guests. Welcome to today's Big Brother 25 updates and spoilers. It is our last Saturday of Big Brother for a while. Isn't that crazy? My goodness. Our house guest of the day is my mom. I literally could not do this without her, and I'm so thankful for all of her hard work this season. So thank you, Mom. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only $1 for a holla, or you can be my mom. So before we get started, I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters because that's another fantastic way to support our channel. So Darby C, Mark Pirjallo, Donald Butts, and Becky Campbell, thank you all so much for your super chats. All right. Whew, we got some things to discuss today. When we left off yesterday, Bowie is the HOH. We know this. And after agonizing over nominations that do not matter, Bowie decided to nominate Felicia and Matt. Hey, guys. This is what she was planning all along. But she did not want Matt to be mad at her, especially because by putting him up on the block, she would be breaking his no nomination streak. So, yeah, Matt kept saying that he didn't mind going up and that if he didn't win the veto, he'd be up on the block anyway. So just, do it. But Bowie did not want to be held responsible for putting Matt up on the block. So Bowie and Jag devised a plan to have Bowie ask Matt and Jag to pick a number between 1 and 100. And, she has her number already locked in. And whoever is further from Bowie's number goes up on the block. Yes, the number thing was ridiculous. So Bowie told Jag what number she was going to pick ahead of time, so that Jag could be closer. Why not just fudge it and say, oh, Jag, you're closer. This was my number after the fact. Whatever. But yeah, obviously their little scheme worked out. Matt's number was further from Bowie's. So Felicia and Matt went up on the block. But again, these nominations don't matter because it all comes down to who wins the power of veto this week. And that was, no surprise here, Jag. Jag won his 7th POV. I believe he is now he's got the record for the most POV wins in a single season. So congrats to him. No, it is a huge accomplishment. So congrats to him, but it's kind of boring for us. So with this POV win, Jag has punched his ticket to the final 3, and he will be the sole vote to evict this week. The house guests all know that this next eviction is happening tomorrow, Sunday, and Felicia has been campaigning to Jag. She's working it. She's trying. She's telling Jag that Matt had said if he won this power of veto, he was going to send Jag to the jury house. Oh, so I don't know if he ever said this directly to Felicia. We know that he said this to Suri before, right? He said final 4 would be the time that he would take a shot at Matt. But I think he did at least imply this to Felicia. But the question is, would he actually have done it? I mean, this was his plan not too long ago, right? He was saying, I'm going to shock the TV viewers. I'm going to do it. But then, I feel like he kind of backed away from it when he got ratted out, right? He got ratted out to Jag, and Jag basically confronted him about it. I think that might have changed Matt's mind, and he was like, all right, I'm going to stay loyal to Jag. But who knows? Anyway, Jag seems skeptical about whether this is true or not. He's not sure if Felicia's lying, Matt's lying. Maybe Matt was just saying this. He actually did say it, but he wasn't actually going to go through with it. It's tough to say, right? Jag doesn't know what to think about this. But Felicia is also reminding Jag, hey, Matt has much better relationships with the jury than you do. Yes. And she's asking Jag, do you really want to be sitting next to Matt at the end? Do you think that you can beat him? Probably not. But Felicia is saying that she, however, would want to go to the final 2 with Jag. She says there's no way I want to see Bowie in one of those final 2 chairs. So if it's up to me, I want to go to the end with you. I don't know. I think Felicia would actually have a shot at beating Jag, depending on how bitter the jury is. Suri did say that she would work on the jury for Felicia if she can get to the final 2. So it is a possibility. I think Felicia definitely beats Bowie in the end. So it'd be interesting if she could get there. But it wasn't looking good for Felicia yesterday. Of course, Jag reports all of Felicia's campaigning back to Matt and Bowie. They trash her for it. They basically make fun of her for it, as they always do. They call her gameplay dirty, which is ridiculous to me because she's not really making anything up here. She's speaking the truth. Matt, however, is denying that he said that he would take a shot at Jag. Matt is also denying that he told Cirie that he wanted to take a shot at Jag. That's a damn lie, Matt. So Matt and Bowie are saying, oh, I don't even want to speak to Felicia. I don't even want to look at her at this point. Like, I'm so annoyed with her campaigning. So ridiculous. But the trio was camped out in the HOH room for most of the day yesterday. For a while, they were watching Felicia on the spy screen. Leave her alone. Just leave her alone. But Matt kept saying, oh man, Felicia's cooking something up. She is looking at the memory wall. She must be like counting votes or like trying to scheme here. And he says that's a major red flag that she was looking at the memory wall. What else do you want her to do? Do you want her to just sit in her bed with her eyes closed, mouth shut until she's gone? Like, what do you want? It's too much. But Felicia, this is so sad. Felicia was talking to the cameras last night in the comics bedroom, and she was taking off her mic, and she's like, I don't think I'm going to be having any more conversations tonight. It was only 9:35 p.m. But she says, clearly, those guys aren't coming down here to talk to me or to engage with me. They are doing exactly what I said they were going to do, which is nothing. Oh, God. She says, it's time for me to roll out of this house. I don't even care to be here anymore. That makes me so sad. And she was like, I know it's not 10 because remember, they're not really supposed to go to sleep until 10 p.m. But she says, I don't care because there's nothing for me to do. She says, I want to sit in those final 2 chairs, of course, but I'm not going to beg. She says, all I can do is feed information, right? And they can take it or leave it. This is Jag's decision here, so he needs to figure out what he wants to do. She says if Jag isn't careful, he's going to be sitting in that jury house while Matt and Bowie are in the final 2. Ooh, I do think that Matt and Bowie would both take Jag to the final 2, though. But yeah, I mean, Jag, if anybody is going to turn on his allies at this point, I think it's Jag. So Felicia does have an opportunity here, possibly. So a little later, Matt and Jag are sitting at the now smaller dining room table. They put out the table for 4, and they were eating dinner that they had to cook for themselves because Felicia didn't cook for them last night. Good. And they were talking about how great their Minutemen alliance is, making history, blah, blah, blah. Matt says, it's really annoying, though, to be up on the block and to have someone talking shit about him. That's what being on the block is. Welcome to Big Brother. It is the last week of the game. You are finally up on the block and having to deal with other people campaigning. Get over it. But he feels really good that Jag is the one making the decision here. We'll see if you still feel that way on Sunday. I don't know. We'll get there, but maybe you're not going to feel that way. I don't know. So after they were done eating, they were cleaning up after dinner, and Matt says, see? We don't need the mamas, meaning Cirie and Felicia. We don't need them for this last week. And Jag's like, yeah, we kept them for as long as we could. And Matt said, we let them fuel us for our purpose. They've served their purpose. They let the dogs eat. And Jag laughs and says, yeah, they fed the dogs. What a disgusting conversation on so many levels that, like, basically they're viewing Cirie and Felicia as, like, they're servants. They're only there to cook for them and clean up after them. Also, please don't compare yourselves to dogs because that's an insult to dogs. Dogs would not bite the hand that feeds them, literally. But yeah, it's just really gross. And it just highlights, again, the way that they view Cirie and Felicia in this game. And it's just, ugh, I can't anymore. But yeah, anyway, later, Jag was talking to Bowie in the HOH room, and this is where things get interesting. Jag is starting to test the waters with Bowie. It seems like he's laying the groundwork to potentially cut Matt instead of Felicia this week. Ugh! Remember, Jag is the only voter this week, so ultimately it is his decision. He does not have to have Bowie's approval on this, but he is going to want that. He definitely does not want to just like make this move and keep Bowie out of it because he does not want Bowie to be pissed at him going into the final three. He doesn't want her to be pissed for him breaking up their alliance, their, what do they call themselves again? Mafia, their Mafia alliance, and turning on Matt. Because then if Bowie wins the final HOH, she might turn on Jag and bring Felicia to the final two. So Jag wants to make sure that if he does this, that Bowie will be on board with it. So Jag tells Bowie, I'm really glad that I won this power veto. He says, I would have felt good about you winning it too, of course, because, I know that you would have been loyal to me. But he says, if Matt won, could have been very tempting for Matt to keep Felicia over me. So Jag says, I trust Matt, but everything is a risk at this point in the game. And Bowie says, yeah, it would not be tempting for me at all. She would keep Jag. She would not keep Felicia over one of her boys, right? But she says, I could see how it would be tempting for Matt. So Jag starts talking about how if Matt makes it to the end, he's going to win. Jag says, all I really have right now to my name are these veto wins, right? He says, low key, my game was really sloppy, especially the first half of the season. At least he's acknowledging it right now. Like, that's the understatement of the season. Yes, Jag's game was very sloppy. He says, I was on the block. I was almost cooked. I mean, you weren't just on the block. You were literally evicted. And then Matt saved you with the superpower. Also, is he just realizing this? Is he just realizing Matt's going to have to go? But Jag says Felicia is still in this game because of other people saving her. And we've heard him say this before. He says, Felicia's not here because of anything that she did. It's because other people have saved her. It's not like she masterminded something and stayed. Excuse me. That was a real cough. That was not snark. But Jag says, low key, that's the same argument for me, right? I recently have done well in veto competitions, of course, but he says, I'm not here because I've masterminded. Yeah, you're there because, again, Matt saved you after you were evicted. And he's acknowledging this now. He's realizing, like, oh, crap. Matt is going to be able to claim that he saved me, and that's why I'm in this game. So Bowie says, well, Matt hasn't really masterminded either. He would just win because everyone likes him. It's called a social game, honey. Look it up. This is not just about winning competitions. But Jag says Matt has managed to stay safe while being a big target this whole time. Everybody sees him as this big athlete, this Olympian, and yet he was able to maneuver in a way that everyone wanted to work with him, and he was never even on the block until this week. So Jag says Matt has played a really good game, and he is so damn likable. So Jag also brings up Matt wins in must-win situations, and he's just like, oh man, what a game he's played. And he says Matt didn't need to win everything because he was good with people. He can say that he didn't win as many competitions because he didn't need to. So Bowie asks, are people going to be pissed about that though, or are they going to appreciate it? Because Bowie's all, nobody gets a free ride, like I'm not playing someone else's game, yada, yada, yada. And Jag's like, well, people are going to appreciate it. They know it's true. They know that Matt did not need to win all those competitions because he set himself up socially. So Jag says, let's face it, if one of us is in the final two with Matt, it would take a miracle for one of us to get more than one vote from the jury against Matt. Like maybe we get one vote, but more than that, probably not going to happen. So yeah, Bowie says, I'm just pleased that I've come this far. I don't even know if I'm going to get any jury votes. Probably not. But she says she does want to get to the final two, and then it's just in the hands of the jury. So Jag says, well, we're both already locked in for the final three, right? We're both going there. You're HOH, I'm POV winner. So they're talking about how one of them has to win this final HOH competition. Remember, it's a 3-parter, but They want to make sure that one of them wins so that they're making the decision on who goes to the final two. And of course, Jag wants both of them playing in part 3 so that it's guaranteed that they will make it to the end together. And Jag says, at that point, whoever wins has to be the one to cut the other person. And at this point, they're still talking like it would be Matt, right? It would be Matt in the final 3 with them. And Jag's like, that's going to be really tough. Bowie says, I mean, it's probably going to be easier if I'm the one making the decision because I'm not as close with him as you are. But Bowie asks Jag, do you have a final 2 with Matt? Or was that just like something you guys had ages ago? Oh. And Jag says, well, Matt and I have been working together for so long. Excuse me, you have a very active final 2 deal with Matt. If he votes out Matt, it is a humongous betrayal. Humongous. I'm talking like John and Netta level humongous vibes. Yeah, so anyway, Jag says, if I cut Matt, like I'm definitely losing his jury vote. But he says, even worse, it really sucks on a friendship level. But he tells Bowie, like, I'm still going to do it, right? I have a final 2 with you. We're going to the final 2 together. I will do what needs to be done. But again, they're still talking at this point about cutting Matt at the final 3, not this week. But then eventually, Jag starts talking about how, you know what? Matt has had an awful lot of discussions about taking me out with other people, like multiple occasions. And sometimes he told me about it and like it was just to try and throw people off. But Jag's like, why would he even entertain that with people? Because then if those people win HOH, they'll feel like they can take a shot at me, right? Jag says, I never did that to Matt. And he's like, I don't think Felicia was lying about all that stuff that she said to me about Matt wanting to take a shot at me. So Jag says, I haven't even played around with the idea of taking out Matt, talking to other people. And Matt has. So Jag wonders, was Matt trying to get other people to take a shot at me so that he wouldn't have to do it? So yeah, Jag also brings up it would be a lot easier to compete against Felicia in these final competitions than it would be to go up against Matt. Now he's thinking about this eviction, and Jag says, I'm not saying I'm gonna take Matt out, but I am considering our options here. So then, all of a sudden, Jag is paying more attention to Felicia's warnings about Matt wanting to take him out. They were laughing about it before, and now he's like, oh, shit. Also, how Matt said that to Sari, which was true. He really did say he wanted to take out Jag at the Final 4. So Jag's wondering, am I just playing Matt's game? Would he take a shot at me? Have I been winning all these competitions to protect him and then he's going to take a shot at me if he gets a chance? Uh-oh. Well, Bowie says Matt has never mentioned that to me. He's never mentioned wanting to take you out, but she is afraid that he could be influenced to do it. By who at this point? If Felicia was going, like, who? But anyway, Bowie asks Jag, you are voting out Felicia, right? Like, that is still the plan? And Jag's like, yeah. But I'm considering everything. Seems like he's planting some seeds, laying some groundwork. I don't know. But eventually Matt joins them and breaks up that conversation. But Bowie and Jag do pick it up again later. And it's a lot of the same points that we already heard about how Matt was scheming against Jag, but they're not sure if he was actually serious about it or if it was just a cover. Jag does feel that Matt deserves to be in the Final 3 more than Felicia. Enough of this deserving bullshit. Bowie is saying at this point that she doesn't think it's worth it for them to turn on Matt this week because they're just going to feel so guilty, right? The guilt is outweighing the game benefits. We'll see. We'll see if that's still the case. But today, Felicia is not giving up. She is still campaigning to Jag. She's pushing that Matt would beat Jag in the Final 2. She's saying if you were to go to the end with Bowie, that would be a toss-up. Could go either way. But Felicia says, if you go to the end with me, you would beat me. And again, I don't know that that's the case. I think this jury could potentially be very bitter and possibly give the win to Felicia. But of course, Jag reports all of Felicia's campaigning back to Bowie and Matt. But we know that Jag is, while he's reporting this info back, he is also seriously thinking about all of this and possibly taking out Matt. So, of course, Matt and Bowie are annoyed that Felicia is campaigning. She's just friggin' playing the game. Oh my God, she's not doing anything ridiculous. But Matt says it's scary having someone actively campaign against you. So there's been a lot of rehashing today, talking about old moves and everything, especially between Bowie and Felicia. Felicia has been sharing stuff that Cirie told her before she left, like the truth behind the whole Red and Cameron falling out. How Jared had told Red, hey, Cameron's trying to get you out. But in reality, Cameron was wanting Felicia or Cirie out that week, and Jared ran with it because Cameron pointed to the comic room, which, Red shared that room with Cirie and Felicia. It was a whole thing, right? It was a mess. But basically, Jared capitalized on that miscommunication, and they had their falling out. So they talked about that. They talked about the flip-flopping back and forth between Red and Jag that week. There was a lot, right? Also, Bowie kept telling Felicia, look, we saved you so many times. You could have been gone, and we made sure that you were safe, blah, blah, blah. All right. Also today, Matt and Jag were talking a lot about going to the final two together and how important it is to stay loyal in this game, right? And they were citing some past upsets in the final two, like season 20 when Casey won over Tyler because Tyler was making a lot of moves, arguably played a better game than Casey, but Casey got the win because she was more loyal to people. Also season 19, Josh winning over Paul because Paul was, again, playing dirty and he wasn't as loyal as Josh. So you could definitely tell in this conversation, Matt was trying to be don't cut me. You bring me to the end. I don't know if that would actually work on Jag. Jag was talking a lot. He was going to go to the final two with Matt, but I honestly don't know what Jag would do at this point. The eviction is tomorrow, but things got interesting just a little while ago because Bowie told Jag, whatever you want to do with this vote, I will support you. Oh, so it's interesting because last night Bowie was all I don't think we should get rid of Matt because we're going to feel so guilty about it. We want to stay loyal to our three, blah, blah, blah. What has changed her mind at this point? Why is she giving Jag the green light here? I think it's because Bowie actually spent some time talking to Felicia today and again pushing oh, I saved you. I was a part of saving you all those times. And I think she's feeling she put in some good work with Felicia, and possibly if Felicia stays and is in a position of power, decision making, maybe Felicia would take Bowie to the final two. Because I think Bowie is realizing if she's in the final three with Matt and Jag, even if Jag picks her over Matt, I think she's realizing that Matt would probably pick Jag over her. So if she can get to the end with Jag and Felicia, there's a chance that they would both pick her for the final two. I mean, Jag could also snake her even and take Felicia. But it seems like she is coming around on the possibility of Matt going instead of Felicia. But the question here, is Jag going to take this opportunity now that he has potentially the go-ahead from Bowie? Is he going to make a huge move and vote out Matt? The rest of this night should be interesting, hearing the conversations once Jag and Bowie get some time to talk alone. Faith of a mustard seed. It's looking like it could be a possibility that Felicia stays. Woo! If she could do that, that'd be so exciting. But yeah, I don't know. Tomorrow night's episode, I believe, is still on at 10 p.m., which is such a slog. But if we're going to get some interesting results here, I'll stay up gladly. I mean, I'll be up anyway, but So I want to thank today's super chatters because we really, really appreciate you guys, and we could not do this without you. So Let's see. Let's get on the right tab. Dawn MH302, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. Mary Ellen L, thank you as always. Gail Murphy Comedy, thank you so much. That face really, that's how I feel going into the end of the season. It's just a lot. Benjamin, thank you so much as always. Benjamin asks, what's your guess on what Jag is going to do? That's a really good question. I do think that the better game move for him would be to take out Matt here. I mean, maybe it's not a better game move, but I think it's the more interesting one. It's more entertaining for us. I just don't know if he's going to do it, though. I think it's so hard to say because we've heard him talk big about things before, and then he just backs away from it and he doesn't do it, right? He's all big talks. So I don't know. I don't want to get too excited because there's a very good chance that he's not actually going to go through with it. But I think it is a huge possibility that he would actually take out Matt. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know how it's going to go, but it's interesting. Nick Proman, thank you so much for the super chat. Nick says, thank you for all the updates. Me and my wife have been watching you for 14 years. Oh my God. Thank you so much for sticking with us for so long. That's awesome. I'm so glad that we haven't bored you yet, or I don't know. I really appreciate that you guys are still watching. So thank you so, so much. And thank you for the super chat. All right. So thank you all for being here. Tomorrow is going to be a very interesting episode, hopefully. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. And until next time, much love. Bye, everybody. Bye. Faith of a mustard seed. Bye.